Hi guys, Robot1 here, and today doing a top 5 video because it's been a while since I've done a top 5 video, and I kind of just wanted to do a video talking about the top 5 most powerful decks of 2017. Now, why did I want to do this video? Well, obviously it's coming to the point at the end of the year where soon I'm going to be doing my top 5 or top 10 best decks going into 2018, like I did last year's one, which got tons of views, surprisingly, over 15,000, which was really surprising to me, but especially for a channel as small as mine. But I felt like from that list, what actually made it? Like, I can't remember the full list, sadly, because like I haven't had time to actually go back, check it out. I know Metal Foes were on it, and they did do stuff, but they weren't really dominant. I know I believe I put Zodiac on it, and I put some other decks on it that I can't really remember. But what has actually happened since then? Where have we come from? Where is that, and what's now? Now, obviously in 2017, a lot of decks have been released, a lot of new archetypes, a lot of new themes. We even had the new Link era this year, and from this, it sprouted so much that I felt like I really just wanted to do a top 5 decks of 2017. Like, this year was such a big year for Yu-Gi-Oh! We've had good times, we've had bad times in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I feel like this year, all in all, for Yu-Gi-Oh! At least, was alright. Like, sure we had these dominant decks, but anyway, I just felt like doing a top 5 video on the most dominant decks of 2017, the most powerful decks, whatever you want to call them, because I just felt like it would be a good video to do. But yeah, guys, let's get into this video, starting off with number 5. So at number 5, now number 5 was a deck that I kind of contemplated because it came out this year. It was something that it dominated, it has its time, it got hit, it was still somewhat decent, it still somewhat had its power, and this deck was True King Dinos. Now, True King Dinosaurs was a very powerful deck this year because, like, it was able to go through the year as in from the non-Link era to the new Link era. In the new Link era, it was still a dominant deck. Without the Link era, it was still powerful. It was even more powerful without the Link era, but it still was able to keep up in the Link era, which is the reason that I'm putting this list on this list. Like, before the Link era, this deck was easily able to put out a VFD, a Lagia, a Dolka, and just any other rank 9. This deck was able to easily spam rank 9s. It was able to easily make Ultimate Conductor, which was easily one of the most powerful boss monsters of this year. Just being able to destroy any monster on your field or in your hand, which would normally be a baby, to literally Book of Eclipse your opponent's entire board was insane. And just being able to make a boss monster such as this, along with cards such as VFD, with Lagia, with Dolka, even being able to use synchro materials to make stuff like Trish, to make Denglong for the Yang Zing build that we got. Like, there was so many iterations of True King Dinosaurs. The Yang Zing build, which was able to just completely wipe you out, being able to make a Denglong, have 2/9 pillars, and just be able to then make a Herald to negate, being able to make a VFD with a Lagia Dolka, as I said, just being able to make boards that were practically unbreakable was really powerful. And I felt like this deck had to be mentioned on this list because it was really one of the most powerful decks of 2017. Obviously not the most powerful because it's number 5, but just the fact that it was able to make a Denglong with 2/9 pillars and then a Herald, or a VFD with a Lagia and a Dolka, or a Synchros, and including a Denglong at times as well, which was a thing, and an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which was insane, really does give this deck the number 5 spot. Like, this deck also had other things that I could do, such as just like tons of different rank 4 plays, such as like even rank 10 plays if you got those 2 Ultimate Conductors Tyranno on the board. It could even use the Skybase, rank 9 that allows you to discard, banish card from your opponent's hand, graveyard, or deck, top of deck, or anything like that. Like that card skyrocketed because of that card, and it made a card like Lithosajum, a card that is now banned because of this deck, just so powerful. So number 5 definitely has to go to True King Dinosaurs, purely because they were just such a powerful deck, being able to just make such big boards unbreakable easily, and just be able to interact so well with your opponent, and just be able to floodgate your opponent all the way to Kingdom Come, and just gain so much advantage of like babies and True and Diagram, and like it just had so much advantage that I have to put this deck as as number 5, just because of it was so powerful. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for, it's just powerful. Like, if Lithosajum, even with Lithosajum gone, it was still good. It was able to beat Spirals very easily as well. So, like, just being able to compete with Spirals in Link format and all the other stuff, it really does give this deck a number 5 rated spot in my opinion. But yeah, guys, True King Dinos is number 5. Sure, they weren't the True King Dinosaurs when we hit Spiral format, but they were still dinosaurs, and they still used some variations of True Kings. But yeah, guys, that's number 5. Let's go on to number 4. So at number 4, now for number 4, it was like all these decks. Sure, they had a lot, had a huge impact, but need a quick drink, guys. Sorry. All the next 4 decks kind of had their own sort of I'm really sorry, guys, my throat. But all these decks after number 4, in the top 4, they all kind of had their own representation and their own reason for being what they were. But this deck is like, it was hard to put them in ranking in my opinion, just because of how powerful they were. Like, the number 1 was definitely the undisputed number 1 best deck, but putting the rest of them in like ranking, it really was hard. So at number 4 we have True Draco. Now, True Draco is a deck that definitely deserves to be at the number 4 spot. That deck was easily one of the most dominating decks of the year, just being able to do so much, being able to like top national UK nationals, top 4 I believe. It was top 4. It dominated many regionals, it dominated many locals, it dominated many events. It did so much, and it just really does deserve to be in this spot. So the other reasons for this as well, obviously, seeing as it was a deck that was able to place many multiple spell and trap cards on the board at one time. It was able to just create tons of boss monsters, such as Dynamite Knuckle. Sure, wasn't really a boss monster, but was able to just bring out your trap cards, and Dynamite Knuckle even ended up banned because of this. Being able to get your True King's Return and your True King's Apocalypse, I believe the trap card was, the other trap card. And just being able to have stuff like Masterpiece as well, with Masterpiece being able to just be an inherent unaffected by everything monster, and just being able to banish any card from the graveyard, then destroy any face-up card on the board. Like, this deck was truly the Monarch deck of 2017. Like, we had Monarchs before this, but this deck was truly just the new Monarchs. Like, this was more powerful than every Monarch deck, being able to tribute your spell and trap cards and then use those spell and trap cards to destroy your opponent's monsters or your opponent's spell and trap cards themselves, being able to just inherently destroy anything your opponent has, being able to use floodgates such as skill drain against your opponent, being able to just run so much back row that you really don't care, and just being able to gain such draw power through cards like Card of Demise, True Draco Heritage, like all of these good draw cards. Like you could even use Pot of Duality because your deck doesn't really special summon. And sure, the deck lost to Kaijus, but that doesn't stop the fact that this deck is the fourth best deck of 2017. Like, this deck had so much power, so much dominance, and was just able to ruin so many decks, including even challenge the best deck of the year. And it's just like, True Draco was a very good deck, and it really does deserve the number 4 spot. So True Draco's at number 4. They just had so much power, so much challengingness, and they were basically just able to deal with any board. And it's just insane to me how like that deck is obviously on the list of the top 5 best decks. If it's not on anyone else's top 5 best decks, they're wrong. This deck was definitely one of the top 5 best decks of the year. So True Draco at number 4. Let's go on to number 3. So at number 3. Now, number 3 was one that I had to put it on here. It was like between True Draco and this at number 3, but I honestly feel like this deck just was better in general. Like, this deck was easily able to beat True Draco. It could compete with some of the best decks of the format, and it's even still competing today against Spirals. And this deck is obviously Pendulum Magicians. Now, Pendulum Magicians, why did I put it on this list? Why is it number 3? Obviously, this deck is one that's been going from Pendulum Evolution to now, and it's just like, this deck does deserve to be on this list. Like, before we got the Link format, my voice is all over the place today, guys. I'm really sorry. Before we got Link format, this deck was just so powerful. Not even funny. Being able to Pendulum Summon 5 from your Dextra deck was insane. Being able to just dominate the field with Pendulum monsters such as Black Fang, which would die and then come back if you striked it, with stuff like Double Iris Magician, which would pop and then search either Star Pendulum Graph and Time Pendulum Graph. Having cards like Time Pendulum Graph, just being able to destroy your own card and your opponent card, and even if your own card couldn't, one of the two aren't destroyed, just send a card to the board to the graveyard, non-targeting effect. Being able to play cards such as Zark as for trolls, and trust me, I played Zark and it was amazing. Like, without the Link format, Pendulum Magicians were just so powerful, and I feel like they really do deserve that. Put the spot of number 3. It just being from their time without the Link format, like the non-Link format era, this deck was literally one of the most powerful decks. Being able to have Time Pendulum Graph, being able to just use Astrograph Sorcery to gain more advantage, having triple Wisdom Eye, triple Joker Bag just for this deck. Being able to utilize all sorts of rank 4s, being able to, such as Lightning, such as, like even Link era, such as Babushka, such as being able to make synchro plays with stuff like Ignista, with Omega, like even with Bills to counter True Draco. Like, the Pendulum Magicians just had so much before the Link era even happened that the deck really just does deserve to enter the number 3 spot. But even in Link era, the deck still had advantage because the deck was able to combo with Links very well. Like, at the start, you were playing your Decode Talker with like Gofu and 2 Link Spiders, and even still, you were able to combo off very well because you didn't really need to Pendulum Summon 5 anymore. You could easily just Pendulum 2, gain rank 4 abilities, or just Fusion, or just Link, or Synchro. Like, you could do so much with just the 1 extra summon. Like with just the Link monsters in general, and you don't even need to Link summon because you've played cards like Oath Dragon to return your cards to your hand. You have Harmonizing Magician that will summon cards from your deck to the field to gain more advantage through that. And even still, it carried on being more powerful. When we got Proxy Dragon, you used Gofu and Proxy Dragon. When we hit when those two, we didn't play those cards anymore because we didn't really need them. We got even further, and then we got to Circuit Break where we got cards like Borrello Dragon. And Borolo Dragon just increased the consistency of the deck even more. Just being able to make Borolo Dragon and just have a board full of monsters. Being able to make Akashic Magician, which synergizes with the deck perfectly because it's a dark spellcaster. And the deck just had so much power in general, that the deck does deserve to be at number 3. Like, the deck has easily able to compete with decks such as Spirals. Like this, my Spiral Magicians, like, when I was at YCS London, I was easily able to compete with Spirals. I was able to draw with them, but that's because of our game was drawn out. I could have won against them if I just had a bit more time. Like, it's the thing. Like, it was one of the most powerful decks of 2017. Even still, like, it was able to compete against True Dracos very easily. It was able to compete against Zoo. It was able to compete against just so many decks. Like, I just can't say that this deck does not deserve to be one of the top best decks of 2017. Pendulum Magician, sure, released halfway through the year, but this deck certainly deserves its number 3 ranking, just because of how much power it has, just because of how much power it is able to pull out through cards such as Zark, through cards such as every Synchro, every Synchro 8, every rank 4, every Link monster, which you can make easily. Like, Pendulum Magicians in general deserve the number 3 spot, just because of their power alone and how easy it is for them to combat against every deck of this year. So, number 3, definitely in my opinion, Pendulum Magicians. Like, these other 2 decks obviously outrank it so much, but number 3, Pendulum Magicians, no challenge whatsoever. So, number 3, Pendulum Magicians, it was one of the best decks of 2017, just being so powerful, so competitive, and just dominating. It really does deserve to be number 3 of the most powerful decks of 2017. So, let's move on to number 2. So, at number 2. Now, number 2, it's like number 2 and number 1, they kind of like 50-50. Obviously, one outranks the other because of that. I decided to do that. But number 2, I couldn't say no. Honestly, this deck was obviously the second best deck of the year, second most powerful deck of the year. Even though it's more powerful than the number 1 slot, this deck was just more powerful, like, in general. And that is Spirals. Now, Spirals, they only became good as soon as we got Circuit Break. I understand this, but even still, the deck just is so powerful this year. Like, the deck dominated so much, the deck had so much power, just being able to make a double helix with a sleeper, a firewall, or a trigate and a helix and a sleeper, and just being able to, or Nat Beast and all sorts of stuff. Like, it was clearly obvious that Spirals were going to be number 1 or number 2 on this list. Like, Spirals is the most powerful deck of the year. It was able to win multiple YCSs. It was able to win multiple regionals. He was just so dominant. The deck was so had so many combos in it. The deck just did so much that there was no way to say that this deck wasn't one of the top 5 best decks of the year. With its ability to make so many different link combos, with its ability to make so many different plays, with its ability to just make so many different combos. Like, obviously you only really needed to know one combo, which was the Firewall Sleeper combo, which came along quite a bit when I tried out the deck. I don't like Spirals. I had the deck since day 1, but I don't like Spirals. But yeah, Spirals, definitely number 2 on this list. There's no reason not to say number 2. The deck just has so much power through double helix alone. The fact that it can run so many hand traps as well. Also, just having a sleeper that's untargetable, undestroyable thanks to Last Resort. And just so much other things that the deck has. Like, had Resort to search everything. It could double helix, get everything done. The deck just so much power, so much potential. There's no way I can't say this deck is number 2 on the list. So, in number 2, Spirals. There's no real contender against Spirals. So, out of the other 3. But, yeah, Spirals at number 2. Let's move on to number 1. So at number 1. Number 1. Now, this deck, obviously, is the most powerful deck of 2017. This deck was able to win more events than any other deck this year. It was played in more decks than anything else. It was a tier 0 deck. It was a tier 0 format. It took months for us to get a ban list to deal with this thing. And this is Zodiac. Now, Zodiac is obviously the number 1 dominant deck of 2017. And this counts all variants of Zodiac, be it Metal Foe Zodiac, True Draco Zodiac, Pure Zodiac, Kaiju Zodiac, Link Zodiac. Like, Zodiac was the most dominant / powerful deck of 2017, no question whatsoever. This deck dominated so many events. It won nationals, it won Euros, I believe. It won regionals, YCSs. It won so many events that Zodiac, really, if you weren't playing Zodiac this year, you weren't playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As soon as Zodiac was released in February, like, the deck was just dominant instantaneously. Like, it caused so many people to quit the game that people knew that this deck was going to be stupid. Like, Zodiac, no matter what anyone says, was the number 1 dominant deck of 2017. Just because of how much it did, what it was, how much people played it. If you weren't playing it, you weren't playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, even I had to play Zoo, and I didn't enjoy it. I played Metal Zoo, I played Magician Zoo, I played all sorts of Zodiac decks. Like, Zodiac was clearly the best deck of 2017. It was I know it was also basically an engine as well, a tier 0 engine, but truly Zodiac was the best deck. Just being able to do so much in 2017, just being able to go into so many different decks, just being able to be such a extra deck engine. Like, the deck had so much power. The deck had so many forms. It had the triple rat form, it had the fusion substitute form, it had the back row built form, it had the kaiju form. Like, it just had so many different forms that there's no denying that Zodiac was the number 1 best deck of the year. No matter, almost not best deck, most powerful deck. It's very far from the best deck, and by best I mean fun. But guys, that's the best deck of 2017. I can't see anything. For some honorable mentions though, there's Trickstar, because of it's just like, it burns you to death. There is Invoked, because of it's not really a deck, it's more of an engine, but that's another honorable mention. And yeah, like, those are just 2 honorable mentions. I wanted to throw that in there at the end. But yeah, guys, Zodiac, most powerful deck of the year, can't deny that. Just so powerful, so many iterations, so many forms. Like, there's no way you can deny Zodiac not being the best deck of 2017, sadly. But anyway, guys, that is the top 5 best decks, most dominating decks, whatever I call this video, of 2017. Tell me if I got some wrong. Tell me if you would say something different. Tell me what your opinion is in the comment section below, guys. And yeah, that's the video. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button down below to show that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to see more content from me, press the subscribe button. So you can get, subscribed to see more content. If you want to be notified of my content as well, press the notification button, the little bell icon. And if you want to just have discussions about the decks of 2017, comment in the comment section below as well. And I love having discussions with you guys. Like, these decks of 2017, they were rubbish, they were stupid, especially Spirals and Zodiac. Just 6 months of Zodiac. Even longer actually. But yeah, guys, that is the video. As I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Robot1, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And check out the links in the description for the previous video and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.